in 1985, 86. I grew up amongst literal mental patients. My parents took in people from the Elmira Psychiatric Hospital, and you could say they were like foster brothers, just mentally ill, literally mentally ill. It wasn't like Arkham Asylum, you know, although it probably felt that way some days. I remember in particular this one guy, Louis Kling. He was probably a gentleman at the time. He was probably in his mid-70s, and all he really would do was smoke a pipe and walk around the dike of the pond and follow the sun from sun up to sundown. That was kind of his thing. And he was a bit of a, curmudgeon old man, but he was always polite to my mom and dad, and he'd come in at the end of the day, and we'd be sitting around the table eating dinner, and he'd come in and he'd say, "Good night, Mr. Hen. I'm not like those other dirty birds. I say good night." He'd walk around to my mom. "Good night, Mrs. Hen. I'm not like those other dirty birds. I say good night." Then he'd come up behind me. "Fuck you, kid." And then he'd go off to bed. We had guys there that were incapacitated from all sorts of walks of life. I remember the very first time my best friend came to spend the night, and I kind of gave him a heads up. I said, "Hey, listen, just so you know, you understand, there are other people that live in the house with us, and they're mentally ill. They're harmless, but they are mentally ill." And I remember we came up to the house, the farmhouse, and one of the guys, his name was Charlie, and he's standing on the edge of the porch, and he's rocking back and forth. And my buddy, he says to me, "What's he doing? What's that about?" I said, "Just watch. Just watch." And Charlie's standing there on the edge of the porch, and he's rocking back and forth. And out of the blue, "Freeze, motherfucker, I said freeze! Spread those legs, you son of a bitch!" He wanted to be a cop, so in his head, he would arrest invisible people. That's what he did. Anyway, they did this for a period of time. And as I said, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but probably none so much as the time I did a signing with Carrie Fisher. Now, you know who Carrie Fisher was, right? Okay. I call this story the Carrie Fisher head trauma. Now, a little bit about me, what I do for a living. I go to conventions, I go to shows, I take items for people that can't go to these comic book pop culture conventions. They give me their comic books, their magazines, their posters, their prints, to get the autographs from different celebrities. So I've met the cast of Star Wars, I've met Lord of the Rings, and to me it's just a job. Very little really impresses me, but this particular event was a Star Wars celebration, I guess back in 2017, and we had prearranged for signings with the entire cast. We had things set up for Mark Hamill, Peter Mayhew, Kenny